Hey everyone, welcome to Cowabunga Ranger Talk. We're back for season two. this
Yes,
is
we
our
are.
return. Yeah, this is our return episode. I'm going through some things, so this episode might be like PG-13. So, warning: some strong language might pop out, but you move on with life, I guess.
That's
Uh,
right.
happy 2024, everyone who watches the show. David, why don't you say hi, bro?
Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we're just going to be doing some news. Get some updates on a few things. So if you watch YouTube or you watch some of these, different podcasts, I'm sure you know some of these things that we're going to be talking about. But mostly it's going to be, just Super Seven, NECA, some other toy lines, stuff that I know about, stuff that Mascara knows about. So
We're gonna give it to you all in one, so you don't have to go to 20 places, basically, and
basically.
follow links and this and that, and yeah. So let's get started with the first topic
Yeah,
of
let's
news.
how about we start with Super 7 cuz I actually have a lot. Super
Yeah,
7, this is basically just going to be turtles in this case. So we're going to add this. So this is Wave 9. As you know, they haven't even released Wave 7 yet. So they have
yeah,
Wave 7 still on back order, I guess you would consider it. Cuz
yeah.
Wave 9 is going to come out before Wave 7, I found out today. Crazy. Just crazy
Did you
stuff.
get an alert or
No,
because
I went to Super Seven's webpage and looked at
okay,
release dates, and so what's gonna happen is gonna be 9, and then
yeah.
in October is supposed to be 7. I believe
Oh,
it's hitting in October, and then 10 with Kurai. But
yeah,
it's just it's crazy because it's like what happened Super 7 because Super 7 usually is pretty good with falling in line, but with this Ninja Turtle one, it's all over the place, and and again, all you're getting is the recreation of the '80s turtles. They're not even a reimagine or anything. And I know last time we talked, we were talking about them releasing the 2003 cartoon series.
yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
on that one. Nothing. And it kind of sucks because, like, that's what I'm kind of looking forward to.
yeah,
And they just released the Total Van. You can actually order it now. And it's not for
yeah,
pre order anymore. It's just straight up, you can order it and have it
yeah,
shipped to you.
yeah. About a week ago, I believe I sent you or I had talked to you off air about Super 7 and Amazon. They sent me an update because Wave 10 was supposed to come out uh, January 15th, and then
Yes.
Amazon, as this is Amazon now, Amazon told me the new expected date is July 20th. I was like, what? Like you went
Yeah.
from January to July. That's a pretty fucking big jump, dude.
Oh, it is. Very much so. Yeah. But yeah, Super Seven's kind of falling off the bar, or whatever. They're just kind of going downhill a little bit, in my opinion, because
Yeah,
they're already doing remakes of their Troy line already. One thing I want to mention is that everybody's probably heard of this about the Power Rangers, but the Power Rangers and Hasbro are pretty much falling out 1-to-1. I watched Toko Topics today because I was curious on what he had to say. 'Cause it was a new video that popped up a few days ago, and I've been
yeah,
busy with work, family, and all that, and so I watched it. And he literally tried out for a job at Hasbro,
yes,
the
I saw it.
manager position for GI Joe and Power
Marketing,
Rangers
yeah,
marketing. Yeah, marketing.
media
Yeah,
marketing.
media marketing. And he got a response back saying that the position is no longer needed.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Hasbro is pretty much has just killed off Power Rangers. Not in anybody's eyes, but that's what it seems like to him. And when I heard that, it seems like to me. But the good news on that, and I really wish I could find more information about it, but the McFarlane is supposed to be taking over Power Rangers. But again, I have not found anywhere online to this day about when they're releasing, when they're coming out, if they're coming out. It's just basically they signed a contract with Hasbro, and that's it.
yeah. We kind of talked a little bit about this in our season finale
Yeah.
last year. about the page punchers thing, but that's been pretty dry for like the past month and a half because
Yeah.
we haven't recorded anything for a month and a half. So a month and a half, and
No.
we got nothing to say on that. Like nothing is developed. Nobody's. And I sent you a picture of what the size of a page puncher figure is like this. It's
Yeah.
like smaller
It's
than my thumb. I sent you a picture with my thumb next to the figure. Why? This is
not.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the good news about the McFarlane though is that their toys are pretty budget friendly. They're not too expensive.
Well, that
I went through their website today just to see. I always go back and forth to check on some stuff that I get. People are like, "Oh, look into this, look into that," and I'll do it. It's like, "Oh, these prices ain't so bad." They're not Super Seven prices, but they're not Hasbro prices either. They're kind of like mid range
yeah.
prices. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
let me touch on that for a second. Not to interrupt you, but since we're talking to McFarlane, McFarlane recently they announced a wave of Superman.
mm,
What are the Superman waves or something? And they did the big jump of $40 a figure. Now, here's the big caveat, or here's the variable, if you will. I think he's gonna move around with prices. He's not gonna stay at the $22 anymore. He's gonna have $30 figures. He's gonna have $40 figures. He has the figure statues that are like only the hips move. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Yeah. So if he does anything like that with Power Rangers, well, I mean it it would kind of make sense, honestly, more. And this can be going on a whole other episode. We could talk about like, but just to get it out there, I think McFarlane has a shot at buying Power Rangers. I'm gonna just say it. Yeah, I know that's a hot take, and people are like, "Oh, there's no fucking way." But
Well,
like I said,
actually,
strong
after
language today.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
well, actually today after watching a few YouTube videos and stuff, it's a highly possibility that Hasbro didn't sign over the right or not the rights, but didn't sign over a little license to them saying you can use it. They might have actually just bought them out. McFarlane might have just said, we can pay for this. We don't care about you know making all the different toy lines. There's other companies that do that. Just give us
Yeah,
full license to them, and we'll just pull them.
I mean,
Because again, Super 7, when it comes down to Super 7, nothing new about Power Rangers. And for the longest time, it was Wave 1, Wave 2, Wave 3, Wave 4, Wave 4 again, because Wave
yeah.
4 originally got canceled. And now it has just dead in the water. It has nothing's come up yet for 2024.
Well, going back to Super Seven because that's kind of the topic we're covering right now. I don't know if you saw this. I might have sent you, or you might have sent me, or something. Their Disney deal is off. That's it. So there's no more
You told me
Simpsons.
about that.
Yeah, there's no more Simpsons. There's no more Nightmare Before Christmas. There's no more Robin Hood. None of that. Like, yeah, we're. I think I think they have two waves that are like already in factory, so they have
Hmm.
to get them out. But that's it.
Yeah.
And one of the waves of the Simpsons, they that was on the cover of Toy Collector magazine, which is a pretty cool magazine. Uh, that was canceled, so that might not even be ever a thing, which is crazy because a physical magazine has a picture of the wave of your figures that are probably never going to see the light of day. That's
Well,
fucked up, bro. That's. I mean, I'm not a perfect toy maker myself, and this, and that for Mascota Fighters, but I've never done that. That is god awful for a company as big as Super Seven. What do you
well,
think about that? Since we're
yeah.
on Super Seven,
Well, I gotta say, again, like last year, people, had the high hopes for Wave 4 Power Rangers that got canceled. Super 7, it has track records of being behind, losing the rights to companies, canceling stuff because the pre-order didn't have enough pre-orders or whatever the situation is. This does not surprise me one bit, unfortunately.
okay.
And it's like they have a lot on one hand, a lot on the other hand, hoping for so much to happen, and it just crumbles.
Yeah.
And for being a company in general that does so many different toy lines, that is supposed to be a small business, has their hands full and cannot be a small business no more. That's a big business. not only do you have the family company, but then you also have the face of the company, and
Yeah.
then you have, yeah, Brian Flynn, yeah. But again, that's everybody gets that confused. Everybody thinks, oh, Brian Flynn is Super Seven. No, he's just the face. He's the promoter. He's the guy that knows the ins and outs of the company. The actual company is a family-based company.
Well,
But
it's a tier system like anything else. Like I
yeah,
think he's like the spokesman and
Mhm.
majority owner, and then there has to be the employees, and then there has to be
Yeah,
like the actual exec. There's got to be some sort of executives, some sort of board that
yeah,
distributes the money and talks to the warehouses and does all this stuff. Because this guy does a lot of interviews, and if you just want to do it on interviews alone, he doesn't have time to do all of these 20, 30 roles. You know what I mean? So
no, he like I said, he's the face. He's the marketer. He's the face. He's the one that's gonna push, push, push.
yeah.
He knows the ins and outs. He probably has no idea how to build the toys himself. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Since we're talking Super Seven, this
there
is
you go.
the Space Raft. This figure is fun as fuck. The big problem is, see, that the visor doesn't really fit, and they didn't make more pupils, so it looks like he's got foggy glasses on. And
Yeah,
here's the worst part: it doesn't even fit. Technically, you see that there's a gap here, so it doesn't fall into place. There's look at the look. This doesn't fit. This doesn't fit. This is
I
the
see
look,
that.
and he might as well just stay like that. I mean,
Ugh,
also
that was a
the
nasty sound.
yeah, yeah. This is a. I talked to you off air about this. This peg here in the neck, it only fits for this head. It doesn't fit to the stormtrooper head
Yeah.
on mine,
Wow.
anyways. On mine, which sucks because I'd like to have the other one, but if you try to heat it up, you're gonna. I don't know. You might melt it. It is a plastic. It is a toy.
It
This
is.
this isn't a cheeseburger. You know what I mean? This is
Why
fucking
not?
cement. Yeah, maybe that would be some god awful service. Going to
Right.
Super Seven Burger. Your burger will be ready.
Exactly.
Your burger will be ready in 4.5 years if you apply for a student loan now.
Right.
Things will
No,
line up.
Super Seven is dropping the ball. I've done.
I did get a good one with the tight legs though. I've
Oh,
seen people
nice.
shit on the legs because they're loose.
Uh-huh.
Mine are not. So
Yeah,
that's good.
I've done my So Super Seven. Uh, if you watch DTV 83, I basically am a Super Seven collector with Power Rangers, and I just did my. I've uploaded the Megazord video, and I've uploaded Finster. I just got done recording the Blue Ranger video today, and the Megazord has QC problems. The Blue Ranger does but doesn't. He has a very nasty popping sound in the arm joints. When you lift him, it goes pop, pop, and then they squeak. And it's like, oh, I hate that sound. I hate it. I even say it in the videos. I hate that sound. But the Megazord, one of the legs don't bend. It's supposed to bend, but they don't bend.
I
And
sent
it's
you
like,
some videos with both of those
yeah.
problems. That's why I was asking you off air. Did yours
But
have the problem with the leg poppets too?
it's
Some
I
do,
didn't.
some don't.
Okay, so one thing that most people may or may not know, yes, I do watch those videos, but it's after I'm done recording and posting them. So if someone says to me, "Hey, you gotta watch this," it's the one about the Blue Ranger, Pink Ranger, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll put it to the side because I don't want to
After
get
you
any
record, yeah,
yeah, because
I
I don't
get you.
want any influence on it. And
But
so yes, yes, it did have that issue, and I'm hoping over time that it will just fix itself, from heat or something,
yeah,
because it bends. Like, let's say this is the leg, it bends like this far, and then it goes pop, pop, pop. With a yellow one, will actually go back all the way, like it's gonna start running.
does
Um,
the paint chip? Are you seeing it chip already?
I am not seeing a chip
Bec-
on that one.
Because if it's going like that, it might be scratching two paint surfaces.
It might, but again, like I say, in like Super Seven is not a super. Okay, contradiction again, like I did in my video. Super Seven is an action figure, but they're not action figures. They're little statues. You know, you're not getting the Hasbro 1,500 points of articulation. It's a statue.
Yeah,
You're
and
gonna set
technically
it.
they're a collectible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna set it and forget it, like they used to say on TV. You know, when that info commercial stuff, forget it and set it and forget it. Anyways, um, yeah, to me they're little statues, and I love them. I love them to death. I'm not gonna stop collecting them. The problem is I think Super Seven's done with them as well because there's no word on it. And the last interview I heard with Flynn, with Brian, he said they're gonna try to remarket them. So that means again they're trying to figure out a new way to market Power Rangers. So again, are they dead? Did Super 7 canceling the line soon? We got Bulk and Skull, and yeah, that's about the
Maybe,
last ones. Yeah,
maybe
they
because he doesn't seem to be too hot on Bulk and Skull either.
no, and that's the thing is like they're just Super
He's
7
like,
just
yeah,
doesn't. Yeah, there's no answers, and it's like Hasbro and Super 7 are like 1-to-1. I swear to God, because like the companies are both doing about the same at this moment.
I mean, we're in a time where things should be so much easier, and I've talked about this before as a toy maker myself.
Yeah.
Toy making shouldn't be this fucking long. If you have a figure and it's 3D modeled, you could send it to a resin printer. You can have the resin model. You clamp off the metal plates. Then you hit it to the factory. The factory is
Mhm.
supposed to just start pouring in liquid. You let it dry, let it dry. This is a 30-second process. The only thing that should take time should be actually painting a figure, right? But your bare bones
Right.
figure, like you say, like the Blue Ranger, you should have a base color of blue. Just pop, 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 Blue Ranger, Blue Ranger. You should be able to pump this shit out fast, but they don't. Super Seven seems to, be taking forever, and
And,
they're
and
they're
that's
not moving. They're not moving. That's the thing. There's a we. I actually haven't talked about this with you, but I've gone to a couple. Well, as you know, my day job as a cartoonist, and you know what I mean, as an animator, I go to different comic shops and I drop off cards and I do little videos or I do toy reviews and things like that. I went to one of them here in Davie, and man, this store is like packed with Super Seven stuff. And I talked to one of the people that work there, and he's like, "Yeah, we got them for $40. We're trying to sell them at 55, so you can make a $15 profit."
yeah,
But
that's what they do.
because that's you're not going to get even a retailer is not going to get it under $40. I don't care who
Yeah.
you are. There's no fucking way. And they were telling me, "Hey, yeah, we're partners with Super 7, but the return isn't strong enough, and sometimes their cases are big as fuck." Like last time we were talking, you were talking about the Dragon Zord. You can only get 2 Dragon Zords in a box. You're not getting 3. Fuck, you've seen the Dragon Zord, the Super 7 Dragon Zord is like this fucking big. Like,
Yeah, I have it. I have it. Yeah.
if you got 2 in one box, that's a lot. So if 2 people like this shit, you know what I mean? If 4 people like it, you're out of the water. And this comes in
Right.
this big shipper box. That's more stuff that people tell you, "Hey, look, Super 7, they're taking forever. They're not moving product, and people have lost confidence. Like they've lost confidence in Power Rangers."
Well,
The
I have totally lost
Hasbro.
confidence in Super 7. And it's really sad 'cause I like their eye for detail. I've said it several hundred times on this and my channel.
Yeah.
Super 7 has the best eye for detail, but their
They have
quality
a
is going
fun
down.
style, yeah.
Yeah,
I,
their
I
quality
like
is
their
going
style.
downhill though too because
Yeah.
I haven't posted a little spoiler alert if you see this before the Blue Ranger one comes out. They're on his head post because they take his head off to show Billy Crampton's head.
Yeah.
They have blue paint on the little ball itself, blue paint around the little collar where the joint is bends, and it was like. So I looked at the helmet, and the helmet's perfectly fine all the way around. I'm like, man, they're being sloppy. They're going sloppy painting on these things now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, it's a resin. So how do you mess that up?
Well,
You
it's resin
know?
to plastic. The
Yeah.
plastic shouldn't run if you're okay. If when you dye the plastic, right? Because I know this
Hmm.
is a toy maker. When you dye the plastic, it stops being virgin because all plastic comes in this sort of palish hue. It looks like watered down ranch sauce. Not to be dirty, but you get an
Yeah, I
idea
know.
of
I
what
got it.
the
Yeah.
because still, like we could be PG-13, but we're not going rated R either.
Not
But you get the
yet.
idea. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe we should do one of those Patreons, like all these condescending people do. Like, please get the unaired version, or get
Right.
a Cowabunga After Dark,
There
or
you go.
something.
There you go. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But my point was, the dye is colored before it's actually solidified into a solid. So there shouldn't be any paint rub off of that.
No.
Maybe the diamond patterns can maybe smudge, but even then, look, this figure is a He-Man, right?
Yeah,
He's
of course it
based in
is.
black. It is based in black. The chest here is red. This is red paint. This is one brush. Ah, this is not a guy sitting down and painting. There's no way you're gonna sell this figure for $20 and pay the guy painting this figure $20. No way. That's just economically. That's financially irresponsible. That's what that
Yeah.
is. The only person that actually does that is me because I'm crazy and and I'm the creator. So like I can't stiff myself. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Exactly.
oh, I gotta paint this Mascara Fighter figure. I guess I gotta paint it. That's it. But that shouldn't happen. It's very archaic, very barbaric the way we're still doing toys. Basically, like
Yeah.
83, 84. We haven't moved. We have so much technology, so many things. Right now in China, you can, and I don't want to go on the whole thing, but right now in China, you can take a bullet train and cross most of China within like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
There's these things called bullet trains. Some of them get almost like airplane speeds. They go fucking fast.
Oh, they
We got
do.
bullet we got bullet trains. We got music boxes in our phones. I'm recording this off my phone, but we still can't figure out a way to make these fucking toys faster. Come on, bro. That's
Yeah.
bullshit. You know? But I don't want to keep beating. I don't want to. I'd like to come out here and like because we're both Super Seven fans. That's the
Yes.
problem. We're not even trashers of it because, like you said, you collect the Power Rangers and I collect the Ninja Turtle line.
Yeah.
So,
So
oh, you know, I don't know.
yeah, they. I just think they're going downhill, and I hate to say it because I, like I said, I like what they do. So
Yeah,
let's go to another company that's really good to
yeah.
know.
Well, let me end on this with a question for you, a
Okay.
quick question, and then I'll answer it, and then we can move on to the next topic. We did Mighty Morphin in Super Seven. Where do you think we
Yes.
go next? Because you got to start another team. What team do you think they start?
Well, I think if they're smart about it, not like Hasbro, they would probably go straight to Zeo. They would probably go to Zeo.
Yeah, that's a problem because they only said they have the license for Mighty Morphin, so your
Yes.
options are pretty limited. You'd have to do the Ninjetti suits. You'd have to maybe do, which is another thing. I can almost put money on that they're gonna do the metallic version of the figures.
Oh
You
God.
remember? You remember the
Yeah.
movie when the movie came
Yeah.
out? It was the same, but it was with that metal coating. I think they're gonna do that, like vac metal. They're gonna try to fake vac metal the
No,
Power
no,
Rangers,
Vac Metal. Oh
and they're
no.
gonna call it the Power Ranger movie versions. I,
Yeah.
I could
Well,
see them already doing it to
they could
save
they could
costs or
make the
what have
Power
you.
Ranger movie versions. Not legally, but they could try to get the
Well,
rights to that.
toy wise, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because
because
that
if they got the actual movie versions, the
mm,
rights to it, um, Super Seven would explode for the Power Ranger fandom because
yeah,
they had the actual look of those suits on the toys instead of what we got as kids.
yeah,
Yeah, they would be a one for one hit
yeah,
automatically because Hasbro I don't think will fight for the rights for the movie, not yet, but I think Super Seven would probably try,
yeah.
just for the base five and maybe an Ivan but other than that, I don't think. Yeah, I think if Hasbro has a license still, and they should, I think Hasbro would be like, yeah, you want to do Zeo, go do Zeo. Yeah, because they don't stop anybody else. They don't stop most places to do any of the figures. They're just like, you want that? There you go ahead, make it.
The
We just
metal.
need a little symbol on it.
Yeah. Here's an says we're specifically talking that you think they get a chance to do the Dino I mean the Thunder Megazord.
Thunder Megazord.
And it was
Super
supposed
Set,
to go, yeah, Super Seven doing
Super
the Thunder
Seven.
Megazord, the first Thunderzord, the Mighty
Yeah,
Morphin
yeah, yeah,
Zord.
yeah. I know. I would hope
Even
so.
as a one shot, even as like you say, you have the Dino Megazord, the Thunder
Yeah,
Megazord. I'd love it if they, bro, go lean on the Megazords then. You know, make the Ninja Megazord, make the Red Dragon Thunder Zord, make
oh
the other
yeah,
Zords. Yeah, that we were talking about. Remember in a 4 pack to kind of, okay, here's the other
yeah.
Zords. Yeah, I'd be done with it by then.
They need to do that first. They need to. I was thinking about this, and I was kind of wrong last time we talked. Scorpina, Squat, Baboom, Alpha 5, Zordon. Those are the ones they're missing because Hasbro has Zordon and Alpha 5. They can do it. There's other companies that have Zordon that is major big, and they can do it. They don't have to make it extreme. They really don't. They could do an 8-inch, 9-inch one,
Yeah.
whatever, of Zordon. It'd be nice to have that 15-inch Zordon that's massive, but that's going to cost $200, $300 alone, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
For most people these days. So
yeah. I just thought of a dirty joke. Zordon in 18 inches. Whoa!
right,
You figured it'd
but
be more popular, but let's move on to the next topic because we've been 26 minutes talking about Super 7.
yeah. So the next one is, I guess, would be kind of a competitor to Super 7 in a way when it comes to the Ninja Turtles. NECA. Now, this is an accessory set
Yeah,
for the what we're going to be talking about, the layer. And I don't know how you get a hold of this accessory set, but it looks pretty damn cool, honestly.
yeah,
Um, Comes with the little turtles here, this little robot guy. I remember attacking Splinter at one point. The
yeah,
TV, some things for the TV. I guess that would be like little videos that you would put into the TV. That kind of cool little VHSs. You remember VHS?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, these are like the accessories that would come with it. And they look pretty cute. I don't know where you get the skateboard, but
yeah. Those came out a while back. That
yeah.
was those
Well,
came
maybe.
out the Holothon. I think the summer
Okay.
version of Holothon. Because then I believe in the fall is when they had the teleportation thing, the
Yeah.
Donnie's teleporter. I think that was the
Okay.
fall one.
Okay.
So this has
So
been out for a minute.
so this is the actual layer itself. I call it the cardboard box layer. Um, that's pretty much what it is. It's just a cardboard box. It looks like it's
Yeah.
probably made out of plastic, but that's what people said for the longest time, that NECA's selling this and it's a cardboard box.
How
Um,
much is it?
I could not find the price for it today, but I remember hearing about it being like
Yeah.
really expensive as hell,
Like close to 4?
close to 4. I mean, it looks nice, you know.
Yeah, that's a better shot too. There it is.
Yeah,
Whole thing.
yeah. I'm
I
just going through pictures, and here's the turtles in it. I mean, it's a good size. It's good size.
Yeah. No, I mean they did a good job for what it is. I mean,
Yeah. I
but
mean, there's your dimensions right there. If you want a
yeah,
15 by 12.75 and 2 point or 25 inches, yeah.
yeah, it's
Um,
basically its own shelf.
yeah,
It's its
yeah.
own shelf.
It's
'Cause
on
you're
a
not gonna
shelf.
see
That's right.
you're not squeezing anything else in there. So,
No, but here's the kicker. Um, it takes 2 of these. You're gonna be buying 2 most likely for this if you want to have the turtle van in there.
yeah.
So you're gonna spend up to 400 plus just for the same 2 pieces.
Yeah. Well, I saw an interview with what's this guy? The blonde dude with glasses, the Speaky Geeky,
Oh yeah,
Speaky
yeah.
Well, and they were talking with some of the NECA people, and I think they're releasing 2 more, like because they're gonna be these box sets or whatever the layer. I think there's gonna be like Donnie's Workshop is another one, and then a third one is gonna be the regular sewers where they can
Oh,
fight and whatever.
oh
Because
really?
yeah, so there's 2 more of these coming that as far as I remember, uh, and if this is $400 and the other one to keep the car is $400, and then you get two more. That's another $800. You're looking at
Yeah,
$1,600 just to build the layer base. That is, oof. And
that's harsh. Yeah.
yeah, that's expensive. Who has $1,600 to, plus
Now
plus you gotta add more.
I don't really follow NECA's toy line, so I think these have already been released up here. This set,
Oh, yeah, yeah, those
yeah.
have.
So, and I remember hearing somebody's like, "We want these to come back," and no one's bringing them back. But that's what it would look like if you had all of them together, and I think it looks pretty neat. You
Oh,
know,
it looks cool. Like, I don't know who has the space for that, but like, let me get rid
so,
of my air conditioner so I can put the turtle layer.
someone has space for it. You know, it's that guy that's single that lives in lives on his own. You know, with the too big of a house because he has too much money, and yeah,
Yeah, but that guy
that
is probably. Uh, yeah, I'm
you
not
know,
gonna go into it, but you get
I get it. Yeah.
people get bored with their money.
Oh, they do. Yes.
What's the next topic after the layer?
The next one gets even more. Uh, there's companies out here that make really good action figures. Like you'll see. Oh, this is Mesco
Yeah,
Toys, I think it's called.
yeah, yeah,
Again,
Mexico.
another company that makes beautiful looking one-to-one figures from the comic books and movies and stuff.
Yeah, they
And
look cool.
they do have these in the red mask as well.
Yeah,
But again, they have definition to their face that's
yeah,
very
yeah. Those
scary
smiling
ninja
heads.
like. Yeah,
Yeah, those smiling heads look like something out of it or something.
yeah. So, but again, we're giving a high price right here for all four of them. $400, so $100 each. Uh, Now there's a company called the Zero Company. Is that what it is?
3-0.
Like, yeah, that does the same thing. Make high end toys, collectibles that are like $100 and up. Um, Now, again, with the Power Ranger lines that I collect, I know they just brought out a Zeo line of Power Rangers. I don't know if it's 3-0 that did it or not, but I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
hearing about it and they look fantastic. Again, it's a one for one. You get them $400 for, was it $400? I think it was $400. You can get them all at Entertainment Earth. It's just straight up one price. You get them all one
all
shot.
five, the five Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All 5-0 Rangers. Just done. Done. Weapons, everything. You're good to go. And actually, honestly, it's like if you look at in my opinion, yes, there's different levels of collectors. There's the base collector that tries to get everything they can for as cheap as possible. That just wants okay quality. Then there's the ones that want the mid grade stuff that has accessories from hell and back. And then there's these guys, the guys that have a lot of money that they can spend to make it look like a one for one creation of the product itself with the articulation or whatever they want so they can pose them in any way they want.
yeah.
I don't know much about this company, but they look fantastic from pictures. Now, if I had one in my hand, I might be a different situation.
Yeah,
Um, but again, there's that thing. It's what do they
but
look
they're
like in
they're
person?
they're cloth. Yeah, because
Yeah,
they're not plastic. Like the body base is plastic, but they're wearing a. It's almost a Barbie, or it's almost like a Ken, because you're dressing up the figure. I mean, they come dressed, but the
yeah.
idea
Well,
is so you
I
don't see
saw
any
that like
seam on it.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
That's
yeah, I
gotta be
mean,
soft goods.
yeah. But again, they're getting the rights from Nickelodeon, as you see here, Nickelodeon, because Nickelodeon owns the Turtles. But again, when a
Yeah,
company gets the rights to something, doesn't mean that they're getting 100% of the rights. They're just getting the rights to make the product. And I think that's where
yeah,
some people get confused, with license. Oh, you have the license for this. Well, yeah, but I'm not getting to do this, this, and this just because I own the license because I don't own that part of the license.
yeah,
You're getting a loan to use the license so you don't get sued by the company.
yeah.
Yeah.
since you're talking that, did you see another company did recently they did the Gold Ranger, but in that style, in the 3.0 style, but it is in 3.0. And the guy that looks, oh my god, so freaking perfect. It looks right on the money. The Gold Ranger that they have.
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
so maybe there's 3.0 is probably gonna make a Gold Ranger version of
Hmm.
himself.
Well,
But
yeah, they just
this is so close. I don't know how you stick it to them. You know what I mean? Because this is, when you make action figures, you can kind of cut biceps and stuff, but this is just a blank body wearing a suit and belts, and you what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna change? How's your Gold Ranger gonna look different than the other Gold Ranger if it's already got a uniform look to it? So, I don't know.
yeah, it is
There's
yeah,
also a
it's
third
not.
party. Yeah, there's a third party of I don't know if you saw this other one too. The It's a Ninjetti Tommy. One of the
Yes, I did see that one.
They did such a good job with that head sculpt. I know it's not officially licensed or anything, but
They also
that
did they
they're
also did the White
sculptors.
Ring. They did the movie White Ranger one too. It was on.
Yeah,
I saw. Yeah, I saw. Who did I see that episode on? It was somebody I watch had it, and I'm just like, okay, that's awesome. Until he turns into the backside, they show a picture of the backside of the Ranger, and he looks like he's wearing like a diaper. They just stayed horrible on the back, but the front end looked amazing. The front, like you couldn't
yeah.
tell. But you know,
Well,
again, you got
yeah,
professionals that know how to make it correct, or people that
yeah,
have been doing it for years, and then you got people that are trying to make a product with a different name so they don't get sued, uh, and just don't know how to fix the back end of it, you know.
yeah.
And
They put some weird name on it, like White Eagle or something.
right, Eagle, yeah, and you're like, no, we know what that is, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I there's another. Since we're talking third parties for a second, there's two more third party things. I don't know if you saw. There's one of the the Dino Thunder White Ranger, but they call it Deca White or Deca something. It's
Oh, I haven't
Deca
seen that one
Deca
yet.
Deca Killer. It looks like it literally walked off the screen. It
Oh
is
wow.
perfect. And they did a Ninja Storm. I don't know if it's the same company, but it's also third party. It's not officially licensed. They did Ninja Storm Green Samurai Ranger.
Oh, there you
The
go.
the one where you slap the chest off and you move the visor,
Hmm.
which is a cool ass figure, cool ass design. So props to them.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Those
Now
those you should
there,
look up.
yeah, I'll have to look them up later. So again, there are a few topics that I couldn't find offhand. Um, one
Yeah,
had to do with Burlington because I haven't been there in a while, but supposedly, uh, one of the things that's going on in Burlington is they're getting a lot of the Lightning Collection stuff, and then a NECA. I think you said it was a NECA arcade turtle set.
uh, there. No, the that's loyal subjects.
Oh,
Loyal
it's so dope.
subjects. Yeah, there's the arcade version of the loyal subjects turtles. They're still at Ross and all of these other liquidator places because they can't seem to get rid of them. Look, we're after the holidays, and they you still walk into a Burlington or a Ross or a Didi's, and they're still there. They're still keeping that shelf warm,
Yeah. Well,
and they look good.
unfortunately, my Ross and my Burlington did not have that. Unfortunately, because I would have picked it up. Because I have my youngest son loves video games and Ninja Turtles, and he's like he's only 8 years old, but that's like perfect
Yeah,
age for that kind of stuff, you know.
yeah, because he's just gonna play it as a toy, not play it as a collector. Look at it twice, put it on the shelf, and never think about it again. He's
Yeah,
actually gonna play with it.
exactly. And
What's the
that
next? I'm sorry.
uh oh, I don't have it pulled up. I'm using my phone as well because my phone is my camera for my recording purposes. And if I flip off my phone, it's gonna turn off my
Yeah.
camera. But it had to do with oh, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna actually.
Oh well, I remember one of them.
Okay,
While you look it up, I'll talk about it real quick.
okay.
One of the little news bites was as a fandom, I don't know how people are upset that Jason David Frank's daughter got a bunch of
Yeah.
Master Morphers, and people were making fun of her or tagging her and saying, "Oh, you're scalping your dad." It's her dad, bro. Give it a break. This fandoms and what do you call it, communities and all this. You can't be that toxic as to not want the kid to have her dad's toy. That's her
Yeah.
dad. That's her dad's voice. If she wants to have 7 or 8 or 12, it's her dad. And if Hasbro gave it to her, I saw people making fun of her or saying, "Oh, but we pre-ordered our stuff." That has nothing to do with you. When
No.
when you create figures or stuff, you set aside. Okay, this is for mass retail. These are the ones we're giving away. That's why a lot of these toy reviewers are not really reviewers because they're getting something for free. If you give me something for
Exactly.
free, how is it a review? Do I said and I've said this before on another thing. A review is I look at it, I review it, and then I give it back to you. That's or like a rental. This is no rental. This is you know.
No, it's
I
called a
think it's very small. People shouldn't mess with that poor girl. She lost her dad, and they're fucking with her over some master morphers. Come on, bro, please
no.
grow up. This
And
disrespectful.
here's the thing. Again, the Master Morph is a big deal. It's a high end collectible now because, well, two reasons now. JDF and then Hasbro is pretty much
It's shaky waters, yeah.
under shaky order. So having something that's never been released ever in any toy line of any company, having something so cool made out of die cast power coins and all that, it's a fantastic morpher. I own it, and I reviewed it. But again, when you get people that are just getting them for free, I'm not talking about her. She's a different situation, but just the
No,
average day
that was
YouTuber,
yeah, that was
the
my
av-
point.
yeah, the
Yeah,
average day YouTuber, the average day whatever Instagram person getting them and showing it off. Um, yeah, it's not a real review, and that's the thing. It's like I would love to have sponsorships, and that's what it is. A sponsorship. You review our product, you get to keep it because you making our name look strong. And more, I watch people that have these sponsorships. You can tell the difference between authentic reviewers like myself that has to pay for
yeah,
everything, and then the people that get it for free. They're like, "Oh yeah, this comes with this and this and this." Good example. Okay, here we go. Let me get on my YouTube situation real fast. Let's just say okay, let's say Nintendo gave me a Wii remote, okay, and they want me to sponsor it. I'm not gonna go, well, the buttons, kind of squishy and stuff. No, I'm gonna be like, dude, this remote is so awesome. I mean, the paint job is cool, the awesome, the buttons are perfectly touched in every way. The remote works perfect. It's fake. I can do that all day. I can be like, yeah, this button right here does this and this and this. And I can have a smile on my face 24/7 going, I really hate this fucking remote. It's not working properly, but
yeah.
the difference is that, and like me doing like the Megazord, I talk about it, I talk about the thing, and then I grab that power coin, and as soon as I hold that power coin, I'm smiling because why? It's awesome. I mean, I can talk about it right now. And see like that. I'm smiling. It's natural
Mhm.
because that power coin means more to me than the Megazord. Yeah, I paid $55 for the Megazord or 65 for the Megazord, but that die cast power coin with the Z on the back that stands for Jew Ranger, to me, that is the product that I wanted because it's die cast, it's fully functional the way it is, not any moving parts, and the design on it is beautiful. And
Mhm.
again, I had to pay $65 for this Megazord that has a leg that doesn't work. And I'm straight up honest with people when I'm doing my videos. I'm not going, oh, it's this and this and this, and then hide the malfunction, hide the defect. I've seen people do that. Will hide the defect on it because they're getting sponsored by them. Or they'll just have it
Yeah,
standing in one position and talking about, oh, the paint looks good, this and that, and it moves, this moves, that moves. I'm just like, you're not reviewing the product. You're just telling us what it can do. Reviewing
yeah,
is holding it in your hands, showing them, movement. Like today when I did the Blue Ranger one, I literally go, "This is the articulation." I'm not going to explain it because if you want to see me explain articulation, go watch my other videos. If you watch my videos, you see me just kind of moving the pieces around, and that's it. And if I find something wrong as I'm doing, I'll stop and be like, "Look, this piece squeaks, this piece crackles, this piece isn't working around the paint's coming off of here. There's a total difference between a sponsorship and a true reviewer. Um, yeah, all day long I can sell, and that's what a sponsorship is selling the product. A reviewer is telling you if the product is good or not in their own opinion.
Mhm.
Because I can get anything. I can get a video game and I could be like the biggest fan of it. Or biggest fan of the franchise and be like, well, this thing sucks. Or they made this game totally wrong. The storyline's bad in it or something, you know?
Yeah.
It's the same idea. Just like Fortnite is now doing this stuff. That was one of the topics actually was Fortnite. And
Yeah. Yeah.
my son's a big Fortnite fan and he tries to give me any way to do Fortnite, and unfortunately, I don't care who they bring in. Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Captain America. They could bring in any superhero that I love. It's just the game's not for me. But I think the idea of having that again, Fortnite sponsorship, and they're doing these things on purpose. The video game companies like Fortnite, World of Warcraft, or whatever is going on in popular these days, because they want to bring in more people to play the game. They know there's gamers out there that play certain games because of the certain characters. So they can bring those characters into the game. They're hoping to get more fan base into their game for more in purchases or more money given to the company.
Mhm.
For me, I look at it going, oh, well, that's a really cool idea. Not for me. It might be for somebody else, but I'm just not gonna pick up a video game controller for Fortnite. I don't see the reason for it.
Yeah. Well, the news on that was basically that Fortnite and Ninja Turtles are
Mhm.
partnered up. That was you basically covered it. So we can
Yeah,
move
I
on to the
mean,
next point.
I thought it flew in. I thought it went, pretty well with the sponsorship kind of idea. So I just kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
went
yeah, yeah.
for it.
Yeah, it was a good
Yeah,
segue.
I think, but
We're the kings of segue here.
yeah, the kids. What I was like, yeah, and again,
Speaking of Segway, we've been sponsored by Segway Scooter. Stop playing.
right? I wish, but yeah, I mean, when it comes down to products in general, doesn't matter what it is. If you get sent a product, of course you're gonna review it like it's the best thing on the planet.
Yeah.
Unless you're a guy named Mad Little Pixel, and he has I kind of look up to him actually. Mad Little Pixel does video games. He used to do emulation and stuff, and people will just send him the
Yeah.
random stuff that's like a handheld and or stuff that they want him to review, and he'll tell them, "I will review it, but you might not like it, and don't tell
Yeah.
me I have to review it a certain way because it's not happening." That's a reviewer.
Yeah.
That's not a YouTuber. That's a reviewer. There's a difference.
Yeah. Actually, I'll give a cheap plug to this reviewer that does reviews of toys. He's one of the funniest dudes out there, and he is actually honest about it. Mr. Home Arcade.
Okay,
He
yeah.
he does Motu Origins mostly, but he's pretty funny. He's got like drunk He Man and all this stuff, but he actually talks about this, and that from a actual perspective, not a generic. These are the bullet points I was told to say on camera type thing.
Yeah.
And he did a great job recently on his recent video covering the Motu Revelations Part One and Two, and how it's basically the Tila show, and he's like it's very woke and like you kill this guy in episode one and then you bring him back 11 episodes later. What the fuck? The show's called He-Man. Why the fuck's He-Man?
Right.
But that, I'm
Well,
diverging from the topic. What's the
well,
next
let's that
point?
that was actually the final topic that we had was Fortnite. But again, let's there is something that that's been on my mind. Everybody's doing all these reboots and everything, and they're doing the Last Ronin as a video game and maybe even a movie. And to me, I think awesome. I love the Last Ronin. I've read this. I read the comic book. It's a flippin' awesome comic book. But they're gonna, in my opinion, they're gonna. If they make a movie, they're gonna mess it up because it's too. It'd be like it'd be a not rated movie because it's so violent, so much gore in it. That's just way over the top.
Yeah.
Seeing Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Splinter all die in the movie. And it's not a beautiful like, oh, they got stabbed and that was a no. It's gruesome, very gruesome. It's like this movie cannot be made. Video game wise too. It's not going to be a good video game. It's going to be a good video game, but it's not going to be the way it should, in my opinion. Because again, it's going to be M for mature or even 18 plus if they made
Mhm.
it properly. Because it's just too much. I think it would be worse than Grand Theft Auto in a different way because it's just too graphic. They would have to add so much stuff to it to make it 100% proper movie and video game, and I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, okay, since we're speaking of Last Ronin, me personally, I really don't want to see the turtles all killed off, and we
Oh,
we stay like really like this is supposed to be fun. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I get it, and it's by Kevin Eastman, right? So
yeah.
he's like the co-father, if you will, co-father of the Ninja Turtles. So if anybody's gonna kill him, it should be him. Just
No, wait.
like so I get what he's I think he's got like a second writer with the Last Ronin, right? It's Kevin Eastman
No, it's Kevin Ibsen and
and another
Lloyd.
guy.
No, it's Lloyd. It's both.
Uh,
They wrote it
and
together. Peter Lloyd.
Peter Lloyd, the original,
Yeah,
both.
the originals. Yeah, it's made by both of them.
Oh, okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So
Now,
that was
if
one of the reasons I bought it was because it's like, oh, it's both of them. This has got to be good, and it was. It was good.
okay,
Uh, the second book of the Last Ronin, I don't know if it's supposed to be a prequel or a sequel, but it has to
no,
do with the.
I think
I'm
it's
sure.
prequel, right? Because it's the Lost Years or something.
Yeah, it's the last lost years, but
Yeah,
it
that's
has
like
to do with the baby turtles that's shown in the first book as well. So they go more in depth about the what happened to the turtles,
yeah,
but also showing what's going on with the newer day turtles.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
like in the 2000s when they had the Disney direct to DVD sequels. Like this is Tarzan 3, Tarzan playing basketball or something, or Aladdin 4, Aladdin versus the IRS, like something
right.
really stupid that goes direct to DVD. So that's what that sounds like. I get the idea.
Yeah,
Uh, what I was thinking, since we're talking Last Ronin, it's not totally for me, but I get that it's got a fan base, and I think it would work as a Netflix limited series. I think it'd
yeah.
be a tight 4 part or 5 part. You can even stress 5 part. And you know who I think would be great as the director? My
Who?
boy, my boy Tarantino.
There you go.
My boy Tarantino's the only one that could. Maybe the John Woo, the guy behind John Wick. That's the only two dudes that I could see actually creating enough violence. And if you're gonna go, you know what I mean. If you're gonna take a shit, go take a shit. If you're gonna do something,
Right.
do it. You do it. And nobody knows more gore and modern, cinema and all this stuff than Tarantino. And I think this would be a good. I mean, this is just hypothetical, like armchair quarterbacking. But if anybody could do that, I think it would be Tarantino, and this would be a good thing because it could be a project he does, and it's technically not a movie. So, because I know he wants to like stop at 11 movies or something like that. Like he has a very or 20 movies. Like he wants to keep his movie universe really tight. Like
Okay. Yeah.
as a director, he's been in a million projects, but as far as him directing and Kill Bill
Yeah. I
and all
got
of this
you.
other stuff,
Yeah.
he wants to keep it at a tight 20. I think he's like got like 17 or 18. He's pretty close to the end of those tight 20, but I
Well,
think him doing it would be fucking awesome.
now,
Tarantino's The Last Ronin.
yeah. Speaking of total movies, now for years I had this idea, and if New Line Cinema's listening or whoever's listening by chance that might know somebody in the movie company, if someone's gonna do a reboot of Ninja Turtles, let's do it right. Let's just take the comic book, do that first episode of the comic book, and let's get it done and over with. People would love that ending. I don't know if you ever read the original one or not, but the original
Yeah.
one is just Shredder dies in the very first episode on the very first comic, and he does not die in a nice way at all. And the turtles almost die in that movie too, or in that comic book. Sorry,
Yeah.
and it's just again, it'd be somebody that's like done like Terrence or somebody else. It wouldn't be a normal director, normal screenwriter because it has to. It'd be a 1-to-1 remake of the comic book first episode.
Yeah.
Just one movie. I don't want sequels. I don't want prequels. I don't want none of that. I just want one strong total movie like it used to have in the 90s. But it'd be the updated version of that because one, it's just gonna be more adult like. You're gonna actually see Shredder get blown up from a bomb. Yeah. You're gonna see the turtles being all cut up and almost dead to the point of just, bleeding everywhere. They don't die. They don't die, but they are really beat up from being attacked from the foot and Shredder. So it's a very dark comic, and it's like 1-to-1. Like, holy crap, where did this come from? If you grew up watching the '80s cartoon and watching the '90s movie, that scene at the end of the '90s movie is close, very close, but not dark enough. Where Splinter throws him over the edge, but yeah, Splinter's not in the fight at all. Splinter's hiding in the sewers during the total fight.
Well, I was kind of thinking, uh, hypothetically, if since we're off the topic and we're just like shooting right now, we're just like talking out. What do you think of Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers being under the same roof? Like one buys the other
Uh,
because they're both not going to survive like this. I mean,
no, they're not.
both of them
Well,
have a lot of cracks in their armor. That's you know what I mean. They have a lot of comparables. They have a lot of crossover audience. So, what do you think of Nickelodeon buying out Power Rangers? I mean, they've worked
well,
with Power Rangers before.
yes,
Viacom,
yes.
they had them for 8
Oh,
years with
you're
the
you're talking
summer.
about you're talking about the
Yeah, the
TV
brand.
show.
No, no, the brand, the
Oh, the
brand, the
brand,
brand,
brand.
the
Okay.
brand that yeah, by the whole pot, the whole thing. Because Nickelodeon's not going to split money with you. That's the thing. They're not going
No.
to license out SpongeBob either. They're not going to split up that SpongeBob money. They're not going to split up the Dora the Explorer money. Their money is their money, and it's staying in house. That's one of the things that they did with Ninja Turtles. They because remember when Ninja Turtles was off for a little bit after the Four Kids the 2003 show, they
Yeah.
came in and they bought it and they remade the Ninja Turtles in the 2012 show and the Rise, and now we're here. But my thing is, it'd be cool to see Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers officially being under one license, because then you can actually do a Ninja Turtles Power Ranger movie, which is what I think would make big money right now. You make a trilogy of, and you borrow some of the ideas from Boom Comics, because they've done crossovers a few times already and they've been pretty successful. And there's really no reason why there shouldn't be a Power Rangers Ninja Turtle movie. It would be almost as big as making like, and people are gonna get hot, but let's be adults. Uh, Making a Star Wars Star Trek movie. Oh, Star Wars versus Star Trek. Let's if we're gonna go, you know what I mean? If we're gonna do it, we should do it. These are two of the
Yeah.
biggest licenses, for boys, as far as superhero teams. I think it'd be cool. I mean, I'd
I
hate to see, something else happen.
I think at the moment, I would love to see. I don't know if I want Nickelodeon to own it, but I understand where you're coming from. Yeah,
Well,
I would like to see, like Ninja Turtles
Hasbro
and
dropped
Power
them.
Rangers. Hasbro dropped the
Well,
ball. Yes, I know, but I would like to see them both
somebody's
in
gonna pick it
animation.
up. That's the thing. Somebody's gonna
Yeah.
pick it up.
So yeah, Nickelodeon or even
Yeah.
uh yeah, probably Nickelodeon would probably own the rights to it because it is a kid. Theoretically, it's a kid show. We all know it's a kid show. Let's be honest, it's a
Yeah.
kid show, even though it's based with teenagers. Um, yeah, I could see Nickelodeon owning it. Yeah, I could. Could I see them doing crossovers with it for like a big time movie? Maybe not at
Yeah.
first. Maybe little TV shows or something.
Like a
They might
special.
even a special. They might even do a, CGI or a cartoon version of Power Rangers. I thought would be cool for years because that's Nickelodeon's type style more than live action. They do live action, but mostly it's somebody else does the live action. Just rights to by Nickelodeon. Um, but yeah, Hasbro has one chance left and see if it even comes through or not. and that's the reboot. And I don't see it happening, unfortunately. I don't think the reboot's happening. I think they want it to happen, but we'll see what comes up next year. See if anything pops up in the middle of this year about talking about it. Because even though there's nothing about Power Rangers for Toy Line, they're still gonna have PulseCon. They're still gonna have, the other events they usually do, and they could have any moment that they're going in February, January, March, April of 2025, the new Power Ranger show. Here's a clip from it, and everybody's gonna go crazy, even though that's not really made. In my opinion, it's probably not made for us. It's not made for the old school people. It's probably made for the newer generation. It might be darker and evil, might be more adult like, but it's probably gonna be more for them. And doesn't mean we won't like it. We're probably still gonna like it, but at least as long as there's something Hasbro has going, the Lightning collection can keep going. But if there's nothing for Hasbro to promote for Power Rangers itself, they probably won't have any way to promote anything. I mean, you still got Dino Thunder at Walmart, being produced. You still got the few Lightning collections figures coming in and out of Walmart, but without an actual show, because it is for kids, unfortunately, without a show, there's nothing to promote, and it's harder to get collectors to stay with you when you got things like 3-0 or other companies that make them 300 times better than what they're making them, design wise, look wise. Lightning Collection is very popular because of price point and what they can do for movements and stuff. But again, you got companies that make
Well, it was, yeah.
detail. Yeah, well, it still is. People are still hoping for it to come back, so it's still popular. It wouldn't be if everybody's like, "Well, we're done," then it wouldn't be popular anymore. But because people are still hoping, they have one foot in the door, going, "Let's get this. Come on, let's see it." We still don't have our teams all set. We're still missing this team, that team, and this, and even as a guy that collects other things, it's when you're missing something, it's hard to go, why? Why can't I get this? Why?
Yeah.
And like I said in the beginning, only reason I didn't go with Hasbro was because when I learned about Hasbro Lightning Collection, they didn't have the Core 5. They had a metallic white Ranger and they had flip heads, and the Core 5 was sold out. And as far as I knew, they was never going to release the Core 5 or 6. And because they had the 30th anniversary, and by then I already had Super 7. So
Yeah.
it's a choice. And everything right now is just, everything in the world right now is just going downhill. It's not just toys, it's everything.
Yeah.
And it really sucks, because like, it's things that are so simple in life, like food is getting more expensive, gas more expensive again, everything. So when a company says, "Oh, we're going to try to rebrand, or we're going to let this go for a little bit," it's most likely because they don't want to lose money in their company. It's not always about, "Oh, we're not going to do anything else." It's just more of a, we don't want to lose any more money than we're losing at the moment.
Yeah.
Because think about if Hasbro itself went under. That has so many different license, GI Joe, Transformers, um, God, Dungeons and Dragons. They have their own line of Dungeons and Dragons as well.
Yeah,
You
Super
know,
7, they announced basically the exact same Wave 1 that failed a year
yeah.
ago. They're redoing the failure. You fucking idiots, bro.
And and more I
Sorry,
look.
but
No. It's funny. More I look at Super 7 and Hasbro, they're almost a one-to-one company. Like, oh, Hasbro's doing this, so Super 7's gonna do it. It's like Super 7's that younger brother of Hasbro's that is
yeah,
trying to make it more popular, more better looking, more better. Outdoing my outdoing my older brother, kind of thing. And it's just, and it's like one goes under, so does the Super 7 stuff too. I mean, this is kind of like going hand to hand. So
yeah.
it's kind of like maybe they're like brother and sister companies and no one knows about it.
Well, there has to be some relationship because you're sharing IPs, even as in a license agreement. I can't make a Goldar if you're making a Goldar. Wait a minute. Okay, my Goldar is going to be blue. Okay, but your Goldar is coming out this year in April. and my Goldar is coming out this time year in April. No, it doesn't work that way. So I have to tell you to at least get your Goldar pushed over to January or December, so mine could still be in April. Or we flip the other way. I'll push back my figure, but you hit the date.
Um,
Or there has to be some sort of working relationship, kind of like
yeah,
with so many other things. Like I'm a wrestling fan, and TNA and WWE are working together now. Endeavor is basically controlling all of their social media, and they're getting them coverage, but they're still WWE. So WWE has a hand in TNA now, which they've kind of you just I guess it's better than the alternative of just buying somebody out.
yeah, and again,
Because
it's just
Hasbro's still so much bigger than Super 7. So Hasbro
and they
has
always
enough
will
money.
be.
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to, they could just cut the check and be done with it. But
No, and
you know,
again, Hasbro has a line that they know sells. They know what their products have, what how far they have to push the products to sell, and they know that well, we can give rights to this person, this person, this person, and we get a cut of it.
yeah,
So they're selling that. That's something else about business. Yeah, Super Sevens is 55 plus. Well, they're probably getting Hasbro's probably getting a 25% of that cut of all their sales that says Hasbro on it. Not just Power Rangers, but like Dungeons and Dragons, Transformers, anything that they sell, they're getting a sole cut of that money.
yeah,
And that's the thing that people forget that it's a business. Overall, it doesn't matter if you're a collector, you're just the one that wants the toy and play with it. It's a business. And a
yeah.
business wants money and they want your money. And if they can't get your money, they will find a way to do it another way. So even
Uh,
though I collect Super 7, I'm still promoting Hasbro products.
yeah, but
Yeah.
if you like one, you probably like the other. It doesn't always mean you're gonna collect both, but you could like something without collecting it. I like the Batman movies, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna go start collecting every Batman under the sun. I mean, I
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
most Batman movies. The one with Robert
Yeah.
Pattinson, God no. But that's for another topic. Which we're that's one of the since we're sort of wrapping down and winding down the show. One of the things me and David were talking about last year, and we're gonna do an episode on pretty soon. Is sort of a freeform episode. Yes, we cover Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles for the most part, and we'll talk NECA, Super Seven, or whatever. But there's other things we like. We like Batman. We like He-Man, and so we're probably gonna have like a freeform episode coming up soon enough. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we're gonna be talking about just other brands because it's always fun to kind of mix things in. We're not changing, we're not rebranding, none of that. It's just gonna be one-off episodes.
Yeah.
Most
And
of our content's gonna stay the way it is, just so the fans know.
exactly. And yes, our podcast doesn't fall on a certain day every time because Mascara has a Troy line. He has other things. I got my YouTube channels, my Facebook pages, other things. We have a life. We're not a person that just sits in front of a computer all day and look up
Yeah,
things. I got a day job. He's got a day job. I mean, it's life. So,
yeah, that's
you know,
that's
it,
that's
it's
eating my soul, but we'll talk about that later. Oh man, it's eating my soul. The
yeah.
breakfast, lunch,
Well,
and dinner.
no, that's my job. That's what I do. I do breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, you work there. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyways,
Yeah. Oh,
it's good. It's
last
good to.
thing. Yeah, last thing. And as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I can kind of wrap up with this. There's been more waves revealed for the Master of the Universe He-Man crossover line. So there's gonna be, I think they're up to like wave 6,
Oh wow.
right?
There you go.
Yeah, the crossover. I think Splinter, Leatherhead, and two more deluxes are coming out because
Nice.
wave one has already come out. Wave two is the one with Raphael and Shredder. That one's hitting stores, and Ram Man. Wave 3 is coming out soon enough. I think it's the late of the summer, and pushing back. Yeah, I think we got the and I got one of the figures here, the only
Oh,
one that I
okay.
could find in store, which is the Trap Jaw, which is Trap Jaw and Mouse Jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And see,
these are
that's the problem.
these are
That's one of
fun
the.
things. It's just
Oh
the
yeah.
colors that kind of fuck with people because the colors don't pop as much. So they don't. Their color combination is odd because the He-Man stuff doesn't really mix with the Turtle stuff, color wise, just color
Yeah.
waves. So when you see stuff, it doesn't look appealing, even though it's cool. It should be appealing. You know what I mean? It's like there's peanut butter and jelly, which should go together, but oh no, that's strawberry jelly, and it's not peanut butter, it's cashew peanut butter. You know, it's like
Yeah. I
color.
got you.
I think that's the issue right there. That's the issue. Their color palettes don't really mesh, even though their designs are cool and their idea and their concept and all of it, everything is cool. Just not. I'll probably get them as I see them because
Yeah.
there's really nothing else to collect. Power Rangers is kind of on a hiatus. Ninja Turtles is we'll see because the with Super Seven delays, the NECA I don't collect it, and Playmates I think Playmates is late summer, right? Because
Yeah.
that's when they're gonna pump out the first season of the show. Because there's no way they're hitting April, right?
No. No. I don't think so.
Yeah. So that's all I got. I'm David. You got anything you want to leave fans with?
Just this is fun again, and come back and watch more. Watch some of the old stuff, and also, I hope everybody has a great day, great evening. Whenever you watch this, just live life to
Yeah.
the fullest and have fun. And doesn't matter what you do. Remember, there's always something to watch. There's always reasons to smile, and there's always reasons to live life to the fullest every single day. So,
Yeah.
because of that, that's all I gotta say. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time on CT on Cowabunga Ranger Talk. Peace.